that is also used in modern systems is multi-level queuing. These are the 5 types of scheduling algorithms that is used popularly in most of the cases. But today we have to explain this first come first serve. Let us start explaining these scheduling algorithms. First come first serve. Try to understand what is this first come first serve. As the name itself suggests, that this first come first serve is implemented in such a way in which it arrives. Your system, when you are operating multi-programming, multitasking, multi-threading operating systems, in such systems there may be multiple jobs at the same times available in their ready queue for their processing. In that case, it becomes very difficult for the processor or for the scheduler to select a particular job for its processing. Your processor will accept only one job at a time for its processing. So from that ready queue where multiple jobs are available in a ready batch, which job should be sent for processing into the processor is to be decided by the processor. If that processor is utilizing the benefits of this first come first serve, then the processor decides the jobs according to their arrival time. The job which arrives first is sent for their processing first. So the arrival time becomes most important. Arrival time is of paramount importance for this first come first serve. If you try to understand that how it works, let us have some example. If you have multiple jobs for processing available in your ready queue at the same time, suppose if you have job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, these jobs are available in your ready queue for their processing, and you are utilizing the benefits of this first come first serve, then the scheduler notes their arrival time for their scheduling. If the arrival time of job 1 is at the second end of the moment, if it is of 0, if it is of 3, if it is of 4, if it arrives in such order and if it arrives in such hours, then the scheduler will arrange them or send them for their processing according to their arrival time. It will first schedule the job 2 because its arrival time, when I have written here 0, 0 means that it arrives at the 0 hour or it arrives for the first. It will schedule accordingly. It will first send the job 2 for its scheduling, then it will send job 3. This will be the final order. Then it will send job 1, and then it will send job 4. This will be the order. First, this job 2 will go for its processing. See, one thing must be clear here, that in first come first scheduling, the arrival time becomes most important, and accordingly the jobs are scheduled for their processing. One thing you should also keep in your mind, that this algorithm that is called first come first serve is somewhat a kind of a default algorithm for all the systems. If your system is not utilizing any particular algorithm, any special algorithm for its scheduling, it is not used for a special purpose. If it is a general purpose system and it is used for general works, general processings, by default each and every system have this kind of facility that it schedules the job according to their arrival time. So this first come first serve may be treated. I'm intentionally using this word maybe. It may be treated as a default algorithm for all the systems if it is not used in a particular condition. So, and also since the inception of these computers and the development of all these algorithms, all these operating systems and algorithms, the previous generation systems which were of a single program operating system or the batch operating systems, they utilized the benefits of this first come first serve in abundance. They utilized the benefits of this first come first serve as their default algorithm for each processing batches. So first come first serve, the benefits of first come first serve or the advantages you may list that it is a very simple algorithm. It is somewhat a default algorithm for every system. It is simple to create, it is simple to manage and maintain, but of course as there are various benefits and advantages with this first come first serve, some of the disadvantages is also associated with this first come first serve scheduling algorithm. The most important disadvantage of this first come first serve scheduling algorithm is that suppose if a job which have a burst time or execution time for a larger duration, if it arrives in early time, if it arrives at the first glance, then the shorter jobs that requires the less time for their processing gets hampered. Their performance, the system's performance may be treated as bad if that shorter job takes too much time in their waiting queue for processes to be free. Let us have that example, that how it behaves very badly in a particular situation when a larger job or the job which requires larger time for their processing arrives first, how it hampers the overall performance of the system. See, the system's performance can be judged on various parameters, on various criterions. Some of the criteria that is used for judging the performance of the processors maybe one is waiting time, second is response time, third is throughput, fourth is its turnaround time, these are some of the performance criterion on which you judge your system's performance exactly. See, what is all these? Your waiting time is that time which is spent by a particular job into that ready queue before it gets that required resources. If your job arrives at a particular time but it has to wait for the processor to be free and to and before that processor is allocated to that job, the time spent in a waiting mode for getting that processor in that ready queue is known as that waiting time. The turnaround time is the total time that is spent by a process in a system from its submission till its exit. That is the turnaround time. Response time is that time which may be measured from the moment when you enter your last character of the command for execution of a particular action till the first response that appears from your system. That is the response time. And throughput is the amount of that job or amount of that instructions that can be given as an input, or that can be accepted as the processor at once. Means in one go, however the amount or how much the amount of the job that can be executed by a processor can be measured as their throughput. So these are the different criterions on which you can judge the performance of your system. Now, this waiting time and turnaround time and response time becomes so important when you schedule your different jobs for their processing in different order. How it becomes more important? Let us have one example. If you have a different job, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and their arrival time is something like, let us have the same order, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this order, they have arrived. If their burst time or their execution time is something like 10, 4, 3, 1. If it is something like that, it requires these minutes or seconds or nanoseconds for their processing. Then analyze what happens if it is scheduled according to this first come and first serve. The job 1 will be first scheduled, and its waiting time for getting that processor will be 0. Suppose, just suppose that when this job 1 arrived, your processor was empty, it was free. So there was no waiting time. That job 1 got that processor immediately. So waiting time is 0. Then it will be executed for 10 minutes. Its turnaround time will be 10 minutes. But only after these 10 minutes lapses, this job 2 will get their chance. Although it has arrived at the second moment of that time, but it has to wait. It has to wait for these 10 minutes. Only then it will get. So for job 2, the waiting time will be this 10 minutes. Only this after 10 minutes, this job 2 will get that processor. And its turnaround time will be, say, your turnaround time may be measured as waiting time plus their execution time or that burst time. This could be understood. So only after 10 minutes it will get that processor, and it will execute for 4 minutes or 4 seconds or 4 nanoseconds. Then its turnaround time will be 14. Job 3 will have that processor only after this 14 minutes, because it is scheduled accordingly. It is scheduled accordingly according to this first and first serve algorithm. So after 14 minutes, its waiting time will be 14 minutes, and it will be executed for 3 minutes. Its turnaround time will be 17 minutes. Job 4 will get that processor only after 17 minutes, and it will be executed for 1 minute, and it will have its turnaround time of 18 minutes. Now look at yourself that for the execution of only 1 minute time, it has to be it has to spend 18 minutes, 17 times longer it has to. So these are the disadvantages of first come first serve scheduling algorithms. It is it behaves very badly in such situation when a longer job arrives in the beginning, and due to the execution of that longer jobs, that shorter jobs gets affected very badly. So although there are some solutions for such situations also in our modern operating systems, but one of the major disadvantages of this first come first serve scheduling algorithm is this, that it do not primarily takes care of the shorter jobs. Even if it requires lesser time for its processing, it schedules only according to their arrival time. It do not considers it do not considers their execution time. One thing at the end of today's session, I would like to clear that this first come first serve scheduling algorithm is mostly used in batch operating systems, and in those primitive systems which were the single program operating systems. In next class we will continue this session in more detail. Thank you.